Let's begin with lesson 4 of complex number with the application of complex number. So there are 3 applications. The first one is multiplication. Guys, what do I mean by multiplication? So if you're given with 2 complex number, z1 into z2, and you are supposed to find its modulus directly. So you can do one thing, you can find the modulus of z1 and you can find the modulus of z2 and just multiply that. It's going to give you the exact modulus of the answer of multiplying z1 into z2. And for argument, it's theta 1 plus theta 2. Let me show you an example. So guys, here modulus is not required, but let me do that also. So if I find out the modulus of this w, it's going to be 5 plus 3 whole square. That's going to be under root 25 plus 9. Do you get this? That's going to be under root 34. If you find the modulus of z, that's going to be under root 16 plus 1. That's under root 17. Now let's multiply 34 into under root 17. That's going to be under root 34 into 17. That's going to be 17 under root 2. Got this? Now let's multiply w and z. So what was w? 5 plus 3 iota multiplied by 4 plus iota. That's going to be 20 plus 5i plus 12i plus 3i. So 20 and plus will become minus. So it's going to be 20 minus 3. That's going to be 17. Do you get this? Plus 17 iota. So its modulus will be 17 square plus 17 square. That's going to be under root answer. That's going to be 17 under root 2. Are you getting the same modulus? But in this question, modulus was not required. So guys, I need to show this. अब शो कैसे करते हैं? इस तरह के एप्लीकेशन सवाल में बोले WZ को मल्टीप्लाई करके ये शो करना. So guys, you multiplied, you got the answer 17 plus 17 iota. Let's find out the argument of this 17 plus 17 iota. So it's going to be, here it's 17 and here it's 17. So guys, what will be the argument of this? Tan inverse 17 upon 17, that's what? Tan inverse 1, that's what? Pi upon 4. Do you get this? So पहले आप क्या करो, इनको मल्टीप्लाई कर दो एंड उनका आर्ग्यूमेंट ढूंढ के साइड पे लिख दो. That's it. Now, what was the first complex number? 5 plus 3 iota. Let's find उसका argument. So 5 plus 3 iota. 5 will lie here, 3 will lie here. So that means here, right, bache? Now, how will you get the argument? Tan inverse 3 upon 5. You get this? Write it here. The argument of the first complex number. अब multiply हो रहे, what's the rule of argument? बीच में it's plus. Now, let's find the argument of the other complex number, that's z. 4 plus iota. So 4 plus iota will lie here. Got this? So it's going to be tan inverse 1 upon 4. Let's write it here. And that's it. It's shown. So this argument plus this argument is equal to pi upon 4. ये equation show करनी. Equation show कैसे करते? Let me repeat. The first part is बच्चे, you find the answer of WZ and find its argument and write it here. Then multiply हो रहा है, तो पहला वाला complex number was W, the second one was Z. Find W का argument plus Z का argument. That's it. This is about multiplication. Now let's start with the property of division. In division 1, how do you get the modulus R1 upon R2? And the argument is theta 1 minus theta 2. Okay, the first part says we need to draw on the Argand diagram. Let's do this also so it's also clear to us. So guys, O is the origin. What's A? It's U. What was U? Let's plot it. What was O? O is बच्चे आपका 0, 0. This is O. A is U. What was U? 3 and minus 1. So 1, 2, 3 minus 1. It's going to lie here. That's A. Now B is U conjugate. So if U is 3 minus iota, U conjugate will be what? 3 plus iota. It's going to lie here. This is my B. Now C is U conjugate minus U. So 3 plus I minus 3 minus I. So that's going to be 3 minus 3 is 0 plus I plus I. That's 2 iota. 2 iota will lie here. So now this is C. Now which shape is this you need to identify? So the shape I can see is what बच्चे आपका parallelogram. Do you get this? Do you get this? Now I need to divide U conjugate by U. Let's do that on other page. So U conjugate by U. So the conjugate is 3 plus iota divided by 3 minus iota. So now I'll multiply by denominator का conjugate. This was done in video lesson 1. So it's going to be 3 plus I whole square divided by 3 square minus I whole square. It's going to be 9 plus 6 iota plus I square divided by 9 minus minus 1. So that's going to be 9 minus 1. That's what? 8 plus 6 iota divided by 10. What's the answer of this? 4 upon 5 iota plus, 4 upon 5 plus 3I upon 5. That's it. Now you need to show this. How do you show this? First of all, you see you are dividing. What's the rule of divide of argument? The rule of divide says argument 1 minus argument 2 is equal to answer. So what's the first step? पहले आप divide कर लो, you got this as your answer. Right, बच्चों? Now let's find the argument of this. Let's plot this. So it's going to lie somewhat here. 4 upon 5 is here. 3 upon 5 is, let's assume, here. Got this? Now, how will you get the angle, बच्चे? Tan inverse 3 upon 5 divided by 4 upon 5. 5 and 5 cancel out. So let's write answer here. We get this? So आपने पहले divide करा, उसका argument निकाल के इधर लिख दिया. That's it. Now, what's the rule of division? Argument 1 minus argument 2. So what was argument 1? It was U conjugate. So now let's find out the argument of U conjugate. So U conjugate will lie where? 1, 2, 3 and 1. It's going to lie here. So its argument will be tan inverse 1 upon 3. Do you get this? Then minus in the middle. Now argument 2 is in the denominator, that's U, which is 3 minus iota. So where will 3 minus iota will lie? Here, 1, 2, 3 and minus 1, it will lie here. So let's make this. Got this? If I draw this, how will I get the angle? Tan inverse 1 upon 3. but it's in the clockwise direction. That means it's minus tan inverse 1 upon 3. Got this? So now it's going to become tan inverse 1 upon 3 plus tan inverse 1 upon 3 is equal to tan inverse 3 upon 4. So it's going to become 2 tan inverse 1 upon 3 is equal to tan inverse 3 upon 4. Was I supposed to show this only? Was I supposed to show this only? Yes, sir. That's it. Now let's do one more example of this. So in the first part, you need to find u. How will I do that? 1 plus 2 iota divided by 1 minus 3 iota. So multiply by 1 plus 3i divided by 1 plus 3i. So it's going to be 1 plus 2i plus 3i plus 6i square divided by 1 square minus 3i whole square. So it's going to be 1 minus 6, that's minus 5 plus 5 iota divided by 1 minus 9i square. It's going to be minus 5 plus 5 iota divided by 10. So that's going to be minus 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 2 iota. Do you get this? Now you have already find out the answer of this. I'm doing part 3 now. You've already find out the answer of this. So answer का पहले argument ढूंढ लेते हैं. How will you find that? It's going to be minus 1 upon 2 lying here and 1 upon 2. That means lying here. That means this is my argument because that's the smallest point. How will you get this? Tan theta is equal to 1 upon 2 divided by 1 upon 2. That's what? Pi upon 4. So this part is pi upon 4. The argument is shortest angle from starting point. So this will be pi minus pi upon 4. That's what? 3 pi upon 4. सबसे पहले तो आप इसको एक साइड पे लिख दो. That's it. Once you are done writing this on a side, now what's the division rule of argument? First argument minus the second one. So what was the first complex number? 1 plus 2 iota. So it's going to lie where? Let's draw it here. So 1 and plus 2. So 1 and 2 will lie here. Okay. So argument will be बच्चे tan inverse 2 over 1. Do you get this? बीच में माइनस आएगा. Then मेरा बच्चा 1 minus 3 iota. So 1 minus 3 iota का complex number किधर बनेगा? So it's going to lie here 1 and minus 3. It's going to lie here. So its argument will be this one. So it's going to be opposite over adjacent. That's 3. It's going to be tan inverse 3 first. Now it's in the clockwise direction. तो clockwise direction पे क्या आता है? Minus. So minus tan inverse 3. So it's going to become tan inverse 2 plus tan inverse 3 is equal to 3 pi upon 4. Do you get this? So guys, this was about division. Let's do this one also. Argand diagram को sketch करना. So first one is minus half plus half iota. Let's do it on the other page. So guys, let's start this. So the first argument was minus half plus half iota. U was what? Minus half plus half iota. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 1, 2 and 3. So minus half and half will be here. Got this? And this is my A. फिर बच्चे B बोले 1 plus 2 iota. So 1 plus 2 will lie here. That's my B. Right? Then बच्चे C आपको बोला हुआ है. It's what? 1 minus 3 iota. So 1 and minus 3. It's going to lie here. Got this? So that's my C. That's how I draw Argand diagram. So we have completed the multiplication and division application. Now we are starting with the power application. So the power application is z power अगर n लिखा हुआ है बच्चे, so उसका मॉड्यूलस क्या होता है r power n and argument होता है n theta. Let's suppose करो 1 plus under root 3 दिया हुआ है, right बच्चे? So मॉड्यूलस इसका क्या आ रहा है बच्चे, मुझे बताओ 1 plus under root 3 का 1 square plus under root 3 whole square, that's going to be 1 plus 3, that's under root 4, which is 2. So cube made the new modulus will become 8 and power 6 made the new modulus will become 2 power 6 and here 2 cube. Do you get this? Now argument क्या होगा बच्चे? Argument बच्चे currently क्या है बच्चे? 1 plus under root 3 का argument है बच्चे pi upon 3. That's what बच्चे 60. Pi upon 3. If you multiply this by 3, क्योंकि argument क्या होता है n theta. So pi upon 3 into 3 becomes pi. So if I draw pi, it's going to lie here. So I can go clockwise or I can go anti-clockwise. So argument can be pi or minus pi. Do you get this? C power 6 में 5.3 multiplied by क्या होगा 6. That's going to be 2 pi. So 2 pi means what? The starting line. That means my argument will be 0. Do you get this? Let's do one past paper question of power rule. So here, first I'm supposed to find out W. How will I do that? 2 plus 4 iota and 1 plus 3 iota. Multiply by its conjugate. 1 minus 3 iota, 1 minus 3 iota. So 2 minus 6i plus 4i minus 12i square divided by 1 square minus 3i whole square. So 2 minus 12 becomes plus 12. So it's going to become 14 minus 2 iota because I square is minus 1. Divide by 1 minus 9i square. So it's going to become 1 plus 9. So 14 upon 10 minus 2 iota upon 10. So my answer will be 7 upon 5 minus 1 upon 5 iota. Did you get this? Now, we need to show that the modulus of w squared is 2. So let's find the normal modulus. That's going to be 7 upon 5 whole square plus minus 1 upon 5 whole square, which is going to be 49 plus 1 upon 25. That's going to be under root 50 over 25. That's under root 2. This is what modulus of W is under root 2. But I'm supposed to find out the modulus of W square. So square का क्या rule है? R power n. So under root 2 power 2 becomes what? 2. That's it. So it's what बच्चे आपका 7 upon 5 and minus 1 upon 5. That means 1.4 and 0.2. It's going to lie here. So it's going to be बच्चे आपका tan inverse 1 upon 5 divided by 7 upon 5. 5 cancel out. Now, what's tan inverse 1 upon 7? Let's check that. It's 0.141. क्योंकि it's clockwise, so it's going to be minus. Do you get this? अब हमें किसका चाहिए? W square का. So what's the rule? It's n theta. So my theta is minus 0.141. Let's multiply it by 2. So it's going to be minus 0.284. That's it. So here we end lesson 4 of complex number.